Edward D. Garden. Edward D. as in Delta Garden. He's buried in Lancaster Cemetery. His date of birth was 1847, and he passed away on September the 3rd, 1911. And upon enlistment, he was enlisted in Company I, 50th Pennsylvania Regiment. Now, we went up to the monument, the Pennsylvania Monument, years ago, before we had all this other documentation here, and looked for the Garden name on the monument.
They have his name misspelled. Gardner.
Gardner. And that's a common mispronunciation now of the name, when we give the name.
Yeah.
Gardner. And you'll see in the documentation here with the company, the company might have changed from I to M and so on and so forth. But you'll see where he was enlisted and decommissioned, discharged and so forth. Some of the documents we have right here. And he continued with the reserves after the Civil War, and was commissioned as a first lieutenant with the National Guard in sometime in the 1880s. And you'll see with what we have right here, that documentation. And sometime in the 1880s, he was joined the Reinhold's Rifles, and nobody knew about that. But I asked Charlie Smithville, have you ever heard of the Reinhold's Rifles? Well, yeah, that was a volunteer group. You'll see that, but that was after the Civil War.
Tell me about the documents, how the documents came to you.
Well, her father had those documents at his residence.
They were rolled up, laying in a corner of the room, and we found them.
In a hard casing, a circular casing, rolled up, pulled out, and they were given to us, and we had them taken down to an art gallery years ago, and professionally framed and restored with museum mounting and acid-free paper and so forth. Her father, William O. Garden Sr., had told us throughout the years that his grandfather had served in the Civil War and was in the Gettysburg engagement.
He was a medic, and he was also a musician.
Knowing that you have an ancestor that's in the Civil War, how does that make you feel? Do you feel, proud to have that sort of legacy in your family?
Yeah, I think so. Went up there and saw that name on the monument, but even though it's spelled wrong.
You know who it is, though.
Yeah, we know who it is.